Kudus. Yo, Kudus. Kudus. The passport not ready. Why? The passport's not ready. I'm the American. Why? Aye. And there's no way. You feeling the rough, me who know? Hey, whoa. Oh boy, you feeling the rough. And that's all. You feeling rough. And that's all. The passport not ready, Mr. Watson.
Hello guys, welcome back to Sports Corner GH. My name is Adam. Yesterday, the Black Stars of Ghana beat Central African Republic by 4-3. But honestly, you and I would agree that some of the performances of the players were not too good to write home about. And we are going to rate every single player's performance live on Sports Corner GH. You can join in the convo and please rate some of the performance of the players out of 10 down below in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, and also turn on notification quickly. Let's jump into it. And I'd like to begin with Lawrence Atizigi. I'm going to rate him 4/10. Now, my reason is Lawrence Atizigi was not vocal enough in that game because as a goalkeeper, you are the one supposed to construct your defense. You are supposed to tell the center backs where to stand, how to stand, and let them know what is coming in front of them. I mean, he wasn't vocal enough. Look at the second goal we conceded. I felt like he could have instructed Gideon mensah a bit better. And also the third goal we conceded, honestly, he could have done better because that free kick, that was scored. As at the time it was scored, it was very, very bad because it put pressure on the Black Stars. Now it was 4-3 and then extra time. That means that more pressure on the Black Stars. The goalkeeper really did not do well. Going forward, what do we have to do when it comes to our goalkeeping department? We need better goalkeepers. We need to recruit better goalkeepers, especially if we want to go to the World Cup. We can't have Lawrence Atizigi and have Jojo Walakot as backup. No. We need someone to give Atizigi proper competition. And that is not Jojo Walakot. If you are going to get a proper goalkeeper from the Ghana Premier League or from somewhere else, we should start looking for that goalkeeper now. Because our goalkeeping department is very poor. To the extent that no one can challenge Atizigi for that particular position currently. That is what I'm saying. So I'll rate Atizigi 4/10. Now let's come to our centre backs. And I want to begin with Salisu. Salisu, we begged you. We actually begged you to come and play Black Stars. AFCON, you didn't do well. These two games, you were so poor. And I get journalists defending Salisu saying that Salisu is just coming back from injury. If the player is coming back from injury, why is he playing? Why is he starting? Same excuse was given to him when he played the AFCON and performed poorly. Now we are playing World Cup qualifiers and he's performing poorly. People are saying he's coming back from injury. Mohammed came off 2 times off the bench and performed better than Salisu. Unless maybe you beg to differ, but then this is my truth. And I'm going to rate Salisu 3/10. 3/10. There were multiple times in that game he was out of position. Look at the second goal we conceded. Salisu was out of position totally. He was in no man's land. No man's land. As a centre back, look at his physicality. He needs to be aggressive. He's too calm. Salisu is too calm. And the excuse we are making for him, no, the excuse is too much. Honestly, you see, he needs to put himself in games. We know he's coming back from injury and all that. But then if he knows this, he needs to make sure he tells the coach and everybody so that probably he comes in the second half. Because you can feel that aggressiveness when Mid came into the game. Salisu, he needs to sit up. He needs to sit up. Honestly, I didn't like, but the defense was in shambles. And he in particular, it was so bad. From AFCON till now, his performance has really dipped. It has really, really dipped. Next is Alexander Djiku 4/10. Alexander Djiku 4/10. See, Alexander Djiku was one of our best players at the AFCON. But yesterday, he made some mistakes. I don't even get it. As at the 16th minute, Atizigi saved him. That's why Atizigi, he saved Djiku because that back pass Djiku gave at that 16 minutes, well, if that ball has gone in as a goal, I said Djiku need because I don't know what came over him and he gave that back pass. Like, why would you give that back pass? Why? Why would you do that? You are supposed to organize the defense, including Atizigi, but he wasn't vocal enough. They were so disorganized. Also, he was out of position when we also considered the second goal. The two centre backs were nowhere to be found when we considered the second goal, which was so bad. So bad. They were all up high on the field. So as for the defensive department and also the goalkeeping department, they really let us down yesterday. It was so poor. It was like anytime the Central African Republic players, they played or looped the ball over, as it was getting straight to Zigi. It was so bad. Like yesterday, they could have done better. So Zigi, 4/10. Salisu, 3/10. Juku, 4/10. Let's talk about our fullbacks. Ali Duciedo, I'm going to give him 5/10. I think defensively he was good. And yesterday I saw him do some offensive work, which was quite brilliant. Now, the fourth goal the Black Stars scored, it was a very brilliant play from Ali Duciedo because he linked up with Mohammed Kudus, and Mohammed Kudus ricocheted the ball, dribbled and played it. The keeper saved, and then Jordan Ayew put that in. I felt like offensively he showed us that he's learning. He can do the offensive job. Oman the choir, he can do it. But then again, I felt like the second goal we conceded, he was also our fault. Because you see, if you miss the ball, don't miss the man. You allow the player to go past you. That was it. That was where every single centre back was out of position. So that I'm going to take some marks out of him. But I think overall, he wasn't bad when it comes to his defensive ability. He was quite solid in my own opinion. But then there were times in the game where, he was moving forward too much. I don't know who told him to move forward. When he goes forward, he leaves a lot of space behind him. But then I'm going to give him 5/10. I think amongst the defenders that played yesterday, he was quite brilliant in my own opinion. Next is Gideon Mensah, left back. I'm going to give Gideon Mensah 4/10. Now, the 4 that I'm giving him is because he gave an assist. A very beautiful cross to Jordan Ayew for the second goal Ghana scored. So I'm going to give him, that room of grace for that beautiful cross. But aside from that cross, Gideon Mensah, please sit up. You need to sit up, Charlie. Like that left back position, hit position. You need to sit up and play that position like you mean it. Play the position like you mean it. Like it's very important. Going forward, Gideon Mensah does a lot. He's very good going forward. But defensively, it's so bad. Look at the second goal we conceded. Even though all our centre backs were out of position, the last line of defense or the last man in defense was Gideon Mensah. And guess what? He was dribble past. Like how that ball went through his legs, it makes no sense to me. As of now, it makes no sense to me. And there was times in that game that I felt like he could have done better defensively. He wasn't. But then offensively, Gideon Mensah was quite good. The crosses kept on going, and one found Jordan Ayew. I felt like, Charlie, that one, it was a beautiful cross, beautiful assist for Gideon Mensah. I'm going to clap for him for that. But then I'm going to give him 4/10. So guys, these are my rating for the defenders and also the goalkeeper. Let's come to our midfield. Salisu Abdul-Samad, I'm going to give him 5/10. Now, the reason why I'm going to give Salisu Abdul-Samad 5/10 is that as a DM, you need to be physical and you need to be intelligent. And in that middle of that pitch, for the better part of the first half, the captain of the Central African Republic team, I've forgotten his name, he dominated. Like single-handedly, that guy dominated the midfield. You could see physicality. It's like Salis is playing like an estate boy. Yes, he's playing like an estate boy. Meanwhile, you are from Zongo. You show the Zongo boy in you. Zongo boy, and where is the show the Zongo boy in you? So I'm going to give him 5/10 because I felt like that midfield, the DM job, he was bullied too much. He was bullied in several occasions. Like, Charlie, can't you see how Fofana, his former teammate too, Fofana who plays an Ivory Coast, you see how that guy plays. He does all the dirty job. But Salis cannot do the dirty job in the Black Stars. Like, it's so difficult for him. He's playing like an estate boy, so I'm going to give him 5/10 for that. But then I think he did not perform poorly. It got to a time where the Black Stars took over the midfield. He was good with the short passes, and I felt like he allowed and gave Thomas Partey the license to move forward, which I think I'm going to give him room for. So I'm going to give him 5/10. Now let's move on to the next player in midfield. That will be Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, I'm going to give him 6/10. Now with Thomas Partey getting 6, I think he performed more than average in my own opinion. Now, there were times in that game where Thomas Partey, did not really perform well. But then when the game settled down and we took over the midfield, Thomas Partey played very well. He gave an assist where, Fatawu Issahaku scored that goal. Like if it was a selfish player, on that ball, no, he would have played it, but he decided to lay it off for Fatawu Issahaku to play it, and then it deflected and it was a goal. That was the third goal the Black Stars scored. So that one, I think, Thomas Partey played well. And people have started questioning Thomas Partey, saying that he only plays well for Ghana when he's having the captain's armband. But I think that Thomas Partey, he plays well when the DM is doing well, or probably he's giving the license to go forward. Because you see, Thomas Partey plays more better when he goes forward. Like he's able to transition the ball and carry the ball, move forward and give some sublime passes. So definitely I'm going to give him 6 over 10. Yes, Thomas Partey 6 over 10. So guys, the next midfielder we are going to rate is Mohammed Kudus. In my own opinion, I'm going to give him 6 over 10. Because I felt like the third goal Jordan Ayew scored, yes, that was Black Stars' fourth goal. That goal was probably Mohammed Kudus' goal, but then the keeper, tried to save it, and then Jordan Ayew ushered that ball in. But aside that, I felt like Mohammed Kudus over-elaborated on the ball. Now people are defending him because people say he does the same thing at West Ham, and we are happy for that. But when he does the same thing in the Black Stars, we are criticizing it. Now, sometimes you need to understand the opponent you are playing with. At West Ham, Mohammed Kudus is not out and out the key player at West Ham. West Ham, it is Jarrod Bowen. But Mohammed Kudus is given the license to dribble and all that. When it comes to Black Stars, he is a key player. And the African football is in such a way that when they notice a key player, about 4 players are on you. And they are going to put you down. So anytime Mohammed Kudus had the ball, there were like 3 players on him. I felt like he could have released the ball earlier. He could have just released the ball earlier. I'm not saying he shouldn't dribble, but sometimes releasing the ball earlier just saves you from unnecessary fouls. You get me? So I think all in all, he performed very well. I think there were chances that he created, gave some pass to Kamaldeen. Kamaldeen bulleted that in out of space and things. But then, in my own opinion, I felt like his performance wasn't that bad as people were making it seem. Mohammed Kudus, he was quite good in my own opinion, but I felt like the over-elaboration on board, he got carried away when the fans started mentioning his name, Kudus. He felt like he needed to do something so that, it would be exciting to the fans and all that. But I felt like at that point, we needed him to, release the ball and then let things flow. Now, let's move on to the forwards. And let me begin with Kamaldeen Sulemana. As much as I love exciting football, Kamaldeen Sulemana needs to read the room. He is growing. He's getting matured. He needs to mature with his style of play. It's good to be exciting, to dribble, to hold on to the ball and everything. But, guy, you need to start scoring goals. So I'm going to rate him 5 over 10. Yes, I'm going to rate him 5 over 10. Because there were times in that game that when he had to pass the ball, he bulleted the ball to some place. There were times in that game he was giving the ball where he hit the target. The ball was somewhere. That is my problem with Kamaldeen Sulemana. He will dribble, he will retain the ball. Like, it's so difficult to take the ball from Kamaldeen Sulemana. He was exciting to watch. But if you do all this without end products, nobody really minds to. Whose name are we mentioning? That's Jordan Ayew. How many times did Jordan Ayew dribble in that game? You don't even remember. But what you remember is Jordan Ayew scored goals. That is what Kamaldeen Sulemana need to understand. That right now, football is about goals and 3 points. It's not about dribbling. So I'm going to give him 5 over 10 for that. Because honestly, I felt like the dribbling was too much. The dribbling was just too much. Dribbling. When you had a chance to score a goal to a bulletin ball, you have to be a big crowd. No. He needs to start working on that. I think he's an exciting player. If he can work on his finishing, that would be very exciting to see. Yes, for Kamaldeen Sulemana. Let's talk about Fatawu Issahaku. Issahaku really, really surprised me. And I can fully say that he has really matured as a player. He's growing as a player. Because in that game, you see, he played as a left winger and also played as a right winger. There were times he interchanged with Kamaldeen Sulemana in the game, which was exciting to see him play like multiple positions. Also scored a very beautiful goal in that game. I'm going to give him 7 over 10. Yeah, I'm going to give him 7 over 10. I think he really, really impressed me. I'm going to give him 7 over 10. Fatawu Issahaku, he was super, super good in that game. I'm going to give him 7/10. He impressed me. He performed very well. I think he's one of the standout players from yesterday's game, and I'm going to give him 7/10. Now, let's move on to the landlord himself, the new landlord of the Black Stars, Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew played as our number 9, and I'm going to give Jordan Ayew 9/10. 1, he scored 3 goals. 2, Jordan Ayew does not miss penalties, and I like the fact that he's confident enough to take those penalties, even though it was a crucial game for us. And 3, he made sure he made it count. He made it count on the day. He made sure he inked his name. See, from AFCON, he has been scoring goals, especially our penalties. The 2 games we played, he has scored 4 goals. Do you know what that means? Jordan Ayew is putting up good numbers for the Black Stars. Right now, nobody can say anything bad about Jordan Ayew's performance anymore, because currently he's that guy. He is that guy. Jordan Ayew really surprised me. 9/10. Like, there's nothing bad to say about his game yesterday, so I'm just going to give him 9/10 for that. So, guys, those are my rating for those players who started. But then let's take a look at the substitute who came into the game. Semenyo came into the game to replace kamaldeen Sulemana in the 64th minute, and Semenyo didn't perform bad at all. He was playing on the wings, and I felt like he played very well on the wings. So I'm going to give Semenyo 5/10. He came in the second half, he played very well. I think averagely he performed very well. Elisha Owusu came into the game to replace Jordan Ayew after Jordan Ayew had his whole hat-trick, and Elisha Owusu, he helped stabilize the midfield. I felt like maybe Ibrahim Sulemana could have come in, but then Elisha also comes in because of his passing range and also what he could do. So I'm also going to give him 5/10 for what he did in that game in the second half. Tariq Lamptey, I think no one is going to forget that chance he had. Man, I mean, me and you and the goalkeeper in the goal post, last minute, score, so that we just get 5-3. The boys squandered the ball somewhere else. Tariq Lamptey. But then I think he came into the game, he wasn't performing bad until that particular yet moment. I'm also going to give him 5/10. Well, I felt like he was performing very well. He was pushing forward. I mean, he was very aggressive, but then that particular point where Charlie, he could have just made his name. Like, watch the last minute goal. Do you know what that means? Baba Yara was going to break just because Tariq Lamptey scored his first goal for the Black Stars. Well, it didn't happen, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to give him 5/10. Next is Abdul Momin, who came in to replace Fatawu Issahaku. Abdul Momin has really surprised me in the 2 games he has played for the Black Stars. Honestly, he's one player that is trying to tell us that the centre-back position, he knows how to play it, and he's going to give competition to the likes of Gideon and also Salisu in the future, because he comes into the game and you can see, 1, he's very aggressive. 2, he does not give the opponent chance. And 3, he's a no-nonsense defender, and I like how aggressive he is. I liked how he played and everything. I think the next call-up, if not for injuries, Charlie, he should be in the next call-up straight. He should be in the next call-up. And lastly, Brandon Thomas Asante, he came in the 89th minute. I mean, I was excited to see him because I was hoping that he would play the game. He didn't do much, but then the fact that he's making his debut at Baba Yara Sports Stadium, that was enough to see. He played close to 7 minutes. That is the 2 minutes in regular time and then extra 6 minutes. I think he wasn't bad at all. He was picking up good positions at the half spaces. He was making himself available for passes. I think it was very exciting to see him play. So guys, these are my ratings for every single player who played in that game. Let me know your thoughts about it. This is me, flexing my own opinion. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comment section. Thanks for joining me. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go live.